All right, so 8th grade, this is lesson 1.1, solving simple equations. So this is the simplest form of algebra to start with. Will help you guys build your basics. So it's super important you guys understand the concepts for this because we will build on this forever. So our two key ideas, and if you want to take notes, there's a space for it in your journal. You don't have to, but if it helps your brain process the information, then take a little notes. It's on that first page where it says vocabulary, but you don't have vocabulary for this lesson, so you can just use it to take notes. So addition property of equality. All that is telling you is that if when I have an equation, see we have A equals B here, whatever I do to one side, I must do to the other side. You have to continue to keep it equal. So if I am moving numbers around, whatever I do to the left of the equal sign, I have to do it to the right. For instance, here they added a C, so they have A plus C on the left. So that means on the right, I also had to add the C to make it equal, since this is an equation and we're trying to keep it balanced. Same thing with subtraction property of equality. If I subtract a number on one side, I have to subtract the same number on the other side. Okay, we're going to go into the example and it will kind of solidify this thought. Any questions so far? Excellent. So let's go to example. If you turn the page in your journal, you'll see example 1. So you're going to write down as we solve this, you're going to write it down so you solve it with me, okay? So looking at A, we're going to solve x minus 7, bless you, equals negative 6. What is the thing that I am solving for out of this equation? X. Perfect. So if I want to get x by itself, what do I need to move away from it? Brinkley. Yes, don't forget to take the sign with it. So if it's a negative 7 or minus 7, what's the inverse operation, Kevin? Correct. Addition. So, and here's the property of equality. Whatever I do to one side, I've got to do it to the other side. So I'm going to add 7 on both sides. On the left, it cancels out. It's just 0, which we don't have to write. So then on the right-hand side, we have a negative 6 plus 7, which equals what? This number is larger. Yep. So you can almost do 7 minus 6. And so you get x equals 1 as your final answer. And then circle it. Good? All right, so let's do example 2. We have 1 equals w plus 6. So what am I solving for? Yep, solving for w. So what am I going to do to solve for w? Yes, you can shout it out. There's only 3 of you. We don't have to raise hands each time. So yeah, since this is addition, the opposite is subtraction. So you're going to subtract 6 from both sides. So what is 1 minus 6? Yes. Now, is this a proper answer, correct answer? It is correct. Negative 5 equals w, but is it the most proper way to write it? No, we should flip it to write it properly. W equals negative 5. And then circle it. Good? All right. Here is C. I believe you have another page. Yep. So we're going to solve y plus 3.4 equals 0.5. So what variable am I solving for? Very good. And what math am I going to do here? Yep. Exactly. Subtract 3.14 from both sides. Go, calculator, go. What is 0.5 minus 3.14? Negative 2.6. I can't do things in my head very well. What do you think?
Negative 2.9.
Well done. Y equals negative 2.9 and circle it. So you have 0.5 minus 3.4. So I would use a calculator. If you're trying to do this in your head, you take the bigger number, which we know is negative, and subtract the smaller number. So it's like 14 minus 5, which gives you the 9. And then we had the 2 left over. And since this number was bigger, you keep the negative. That's how you do it in your head. Or you can just be like 0.5 minus 3.4 on the calculator. Box right there. And we kept 2 of them, right? Braden has one, I think. So we kept.
I'm not gonna keep it.
Okay, you're just borrowing it. Okay, so we have 2 of them in our up here with our group. All right. So on your computers, I want you to do try it's 1 through 3 real quick. So on your computers, go to try it 1 through 3. And I want you to do them on your computer. So you just hit this big next button over here on the right, and it will take you to the try it's, and you hit start. Tell me if you can't find it. Give the journals out. All right, so for the next key idea, the 2 properties of equality is very similar to addition and subtraction, but we're dealing with multiplication and division. So it's the same thing. If I multiply something on one side of the equal sign, I must multiply it on the other. Same with division. Much faster, right? Click. So example, what is this, 2? It's in your books. So find example, whatever this one is. Hopefully it's in your book. Did you find it? What is example 3? Look at the problem, Kevin. 3/4 n. Did you find 3/4 n? Or are my books messed up? If you can't find it, then I messed it up. I need to know. And that's it? Go ahead, Kevin.
I think
What happened? We wrote stuff on wrong stuff?
yeah, we wrote something.
Okay. No problem. We're all adjusting and learning. I'll give you a second to fix that then. So we're going to solve negative 3/4 times n equals negative 1/2. So what kind of math is happening right here currently? Multiplication. So to move that, what do? Division. Now there's a trick here because division with a fraction is flip it and multiply. So it's still division, but in here we're going to flip it and multiply the reciprocal. So this is division with a fraction. Okay, so you see how we flipped 3/4 to 4/3? And take the sign. We don't want to leave that with the n, so still a negative 4/3. This cancels because you do 4 times 3 is 12, 3 times 4 is 12, 12/12 reduces to 1. So now we just multiply this side. So you can do it in your head by going negative times a negative is a positive. So you do 4 times 2, which is 8 over 3. Can you divide 8 over 3 very nicely? No, since it's a fraction, just leave it 8/3. Done. Solved. You can also do it in a calculator. Yes, but I'll be specific. All right, so the next one, solve pi times x equals 3 pi. Now, in this case, you're going to treat pi like it's a variable, like it's a letter, and you don't actually have to put in the 3.14 for it. So just leave it as the symbol pi. So in this case, we're solving for what letter? X. So we're going to do, what kind of math is a letter next to a letter? Multiplication. So the opposite is division. So we're going to divide both sides by pi. And on the left, it cancels out the pi, so I'm left with just x. And on the right, I have 3 times pi divided by pi, so this cancels out the pi on this side. So I have x equaling 3. Very good. A lot of pie. Now we're hungry for pie. I should see if National Pie Day hits a school day this year, and we'll make pie. It only hits a school day like every 5 years. Otherwise, it's almost always in spring break.
We could do it after spring break.
We could. We'll just celebrate a little late or a little early. Do it right before spring break.
If we did it like 3/3.14 as actual numbers, would it still be 3?
Yes, because you would have to leave the other side 3.14 also, and you'll see that it divides the 3.14 out, and you're left with just 3. So for instance, if you change the pi to 3.14, you would have simplified 3 times 3.14, which would have given you 9.42. And then when you divide, after you move 3.14, you divide by 3.14, it gets you back to 3. So yes, it would still work. But I'm trying to help you understand with algebra, you can leave it as the weird symbol. So, all right, do the next set of try-its, numbers 4 through 7. So example 3, what value of k makes the equation k plus 4 divided by 0.2 equals 5 true? So we're essentially solving for what letter? K. So I would write the equation to start with. K plus 4 divided by 0.2 equals 5. And then let's simplify what's on the left first. So can you do 4 divided by 0.2? What is 20? Very good. Now, is it a super simple equation? Yes. So what's our next step?
Minus 20.
Very good. Minus 20 on each side. So what is 5 minus 20? Perfect. So then the answer, because don't forget, yes, you have k equals negative 15, but the answer is one of these. So you have to tell me what letter. A. So the correct answer is A, and you circle it.
So we just circle A?
Yes. I mean, you can circle the k equals negative 15 also. I'm going to check for both when I grade it. Excellent. Can you do it in a different order? Maybe, but I wouldn't risk it. All right. We're going to go ahead and do the last example because we're running out of time, but you will have to do the try-it 8, 9, the self-assessment through 17, and then 18 and 20. But all of this is due Monday, so you have time. Okay, so you have today and tomorrow. You won't get an additional assignment. You'll be doing the rest of this. Make sense? So we're going to do example 4 real quick because I don't want to run out of lecture time. But y'all came late, so I'm not sending you back for 15 more minutes. So you have time. All right, so example, what did I say, 4, 5?
Yeah.
As long as you're here, we're good. All right, the temperature in a crater on Mars is 0 degrees Celsius at 1 p.m. The temperature decreases 8 degrees Celsius every hour. When will the temperature be negative 50? All right, so let's write what we know. We got to figure out how long it's going to take the temperature to get 50 degrees cooler. So what we know that the change in temperature was what? We started at 0. We want to get to what? Negative 50. So we know it's going to change negative 50. We know what the hourly rate is, correct? What's the hourly rate? 8. And we got to figure out how long that's going to take. So let's plug in what we know. Negative 50, write this down, equals negative 8 times, we don't know, t, because that's what we're solving for, t for time. Now, why are these two numbers negative? Go ahead, Kevin.
Because it obviously says it's negative 50, and 8 is negative because it's like taking away 8.
It's decreasing every hour 8 degrees, so it's going down 8 degrees. Very good. So now let's solve this. So this is technically what kind of math right now? Multiplication. So the inverse would be? Division. So we're going to divide both sides by negative 8. So a negative divided by a negative is a positive. So what is 50 divided by 8? You're not going to get a whole answer. It's going to be... What did you say? Try it again. I think you pushed a button. Weird. 50 divided by 8. Yeah. I think you just pushed a button. I do that all the time on the calculator. So this is talking about what? T, right? And T stands for time. And this is in what measurement of time? Hours. So in 6.25 hours, we will have gone down 50 degrees. So if you wanted to figure out the exact time, you could say, well, we started at 1. What's 1 plus 6? 7. So at 7, and then 0.25 is 1/4 of the time. So in hours, 1/4 of 60 is 15 minutes. So that's why 15 minutes after the time. Let's see, the temperature at the crater is 0. This should say 7. Because so after 6 hours and 15 minutes, it'll be the negative 50 degrees. So at 7:15 p.m., which makes sense because if you're in, well, this is Mars. I don't know when the sun goes down. I was like, if you're in Alaska. All right. Oh yeah, see, there it is, 7:15. I had to click one more time. All right, any questions? So these are the harder ones, is the word problems. So make sure you set up your equation correctly. If you need help, let me know.
Wait, so what was the answer?
It's when will the temperature be? So 7:15 p.m. is the correct final answer.
Oh, so you don't circle T equals 6.25.
So you do, but then you need to tell me the final answer because it's a word problem. So it says, when will the temperature be negative 50? So you need to tell me 7:15 p.m. and circle that also.
So instead of doing all the math, can you just do 1 p.m. plus 6 hours and then add 15?
If you knew it took 6 hours and 15 minutes, but that's what we had to solve for. We didn't know it was going to take 6 hours and 15 minutes. So that's why we had to solve for 6.25. So we didn't know that. That's how long it would take. But yes, I like where your brain is. All right. So for the rest of the class period, you need to be doing Try It 8, 9, and the self-assessment 10 through 17, and then 18 and 20. This is all due Monday. So whatever you don't finish in class in the next 10 minutes, you get to do tomorrow in math class. Cool? That's all I got.